maxing out your looks is something that everyone wants to do.
New at 6, people all over the world are enamored by a Riverdale man.
He just returned from Turkey where he had surgery to grow from 5'5" to 6 feet tall.
Everyone wants to be attractive. Everyone wants to be successful. Everyone wants to be loved by their parents and accepted.
That doctor is a miracle worker, Sheila. I'm the happiest I've ever been. Look, Ike, your daddy's a dolphin.
It's just one of those things that people have been trying to do for a long time. They've been trying to get sexy. They've been trying to get hot for a long time. It's like one of the oldest things you could possibly do.
My given name is Stalking Cat, as in sneak up. I can walk with very little or no noise.
Sometimes the pursuit of this can get out of hand. And that's what we're talking about today, guys.
If I had to calculate all the procedures one by one, I would say about close to a little over $500,000.
I'm at 75,000, but I'm only 22, so we'll see. The value of what I've had is definitely around 950,000 US dollars.
Okay, I gotta take this thing off. It's pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy and it hurts my head. Maxing is a trend of just going all out on something, whether it's your health, your looks, it's a trend of bettering yourself through different processes and various means, usually having to do with changing the way that you look. For example, I mustache max. I'm always mustache maxing, and I'm always ass hair maxing as well. My body is relatively hairless, aside from my ass crack, which is a veritable forest. It's an entire ecosystem. Trees, vines, grasses, cold and warm weather, fungus. So yeah, health maxing, a wholesome form of maxing.
If your true genetic potential is buried under years of white adipose tissue, muscular atrophy, and bad habits, you can't see what your genetics are. And if you can't see them, you don't know what they are. And if you don't know what your genetics are, how can you blame them or say that you don't have good genetics?
Looks maxing, not exactly so much. Social maxing, another wholesome form, getting out of your comfort zone, talking to people, being a social ape.
I've talked to more people than the average person normally would in their entire life.
A lot of it is healthy, okay? And it's good to see this kind of stuff when people are so incredibly comfortable with just staying behind a screen and you don't have to eat right. You can just have food delivered to you, shit delivered to you all the time. You don't have to talk to people. You can get a fucking AI app of an OnlyFans model and just talk to her. Personality maxing, though, is really interesting. You just become someone who you want to be. You shape your personality into being that person.
You did hair transplants again in 2007, 2008, 2010, 2011. Yeah. Then you started the fillers, liposuction.
I think everyone kind of does that to an extent, and there's little tiny layers of that and all sorts of different mental illnesses like narcissism and sociopathy just kind of I mean, that's how it works though. It's just becoming effective, right? Money maxing is getting as much money as possible through any means necessary.
I just bought a giant room full of gold coins and I'm gonna dive into it like Scrooge McDuck. It's not a liquid!
Get your money up, brokey, you worthless piece of shit. Back to looks max.
42 years old Mukesh from India is going to break his legs to grow taller.
अभी तक लोगों को मेरी हाइट से प्रॉब्लम है, जितनी मुझे नहीं उससे दूसरों को प्रॉब्लम होती है.
Get two sort of big sides of the looks maxing triangle, or the looks maxing line. Because there's two, and that is soft maxing and hard maxing. Soft maxing involves inexpensive or temporary fixes to your beauty, things you can just do.
So here's the game plan, and it's pretty simple. Work out, eat smarter, sweat a little. What I'm saying is you gotta make an effort.
Okay, things you can just kind of get done, like changing your makeup, your fashion, your hairstyles, hair dye, other accessories, tattoos, things like that. Maybe tattoos are hard maxing, I can't remember. One aspect of soft maxing that is incorporated into the looks maxing line is not washing your hair. Believe it or not, there's a lot of content out there about not washing your hair.
I'm only using water for over 2 years now, and my hair is healthier than ever.
And yes, I do not wash my hair.
Disgusting!
Not because of a TikTok trend, but because I just don't. And yeah, I have a girlfriend who was a hairdresser, and she'd tell me if I had nasty ass hair. I promise. Because she's the one who cuts it. And that's why it's all f***ed up. Just kidding. So you're probably familiar with some soft maxing. Maybe a little look maxing. Maybe you're doing it yourself. Maybe you're changing your hairstyles occasionally. Have you ever heard of mewing? No? Well, you're a fucking idiot then. How about that, you stupid f***? Mewing is where you put your tongue in your mouth to the roof of your mouth and create suction, and it reshapes your face into something that would actually want to be looked at by the opposite sex.
Mewing is a series of exercises and specific ways to hold yourself, your posture, that can influence the structure of your face, and with that, your health and appearance.
Something that's worthwhile and not whatever Andrew Tate is rocking with. Dude has no chin. I mean, that's f***ed up. He needs to mew. I don't need to mew. I think I was born, I came out the womb mewing, TBH. Yeah, it's pretty funny. People actually like mewing. I don't know if it really works or not.
It works because in your skull you have these cracks called sutures that help the bone to enlarge evenly as children grow, one of them being on the roof of your mouth. If you apply consistent pressure on this using your tongue, it can make your face grow, just like using an expander device. This theory is called orthotropics.
I breathe through my nose, and I have my whole life, and I have a massive shovel chin. My chin is ridiculous. My dad used to call me shovel chin when I was a kid. I think it was supposed to be a joke, but I didn't really think it was that funny. But my chin made a great shovel. According to some doctors, this is a legitimate thing. If you go to Orthotropics, a YouTube channel, Dr. Mew has a bit of a video on mewing.
Now, with mewing, I recommend it should be done constantly, and you adopt this as your new facial posture. Whenever you end a conversation with someone, that tongue needs to slam on the top of the palate. For people finding it difficult, I recommend doing it for a minimum of 8 hours a day.
You're just like changing the way your face looks, allegedly. You can efficiently mew every time you get out of a conversation. Mew.
There are 5 steps to mewing properly. The end spot will allow you to find where to properly place the tip of your tongue. The cheesy swallow will help find the back third of the tongue. This is key to mewing.
And you can create a little gap in your lips. I know a lot of ladies like doing that. They like to make their lips like a perfect circle and they leave a little gap and they think you don't notice, but you notice and it's like, you're trying to look a certain way right now. Meanwhile, I walk around like this all day.
Hey guys! Hey guys! Hey guys! Did my package arrive? Did my package from Amazon arrive?
The general shape of the human jaw and the palates that the jaw sits on, there's room to expand and you can kind of change the way your face is shaped through your tongue posture. Allegedly, I'm not really sure. I think it's like when you're a kid, when you're like a little kid, you can do it. I don't really know, because like I can go. Anyways, I don't know shit about mewing. Dr. Mew is the god tier expert on that subject. I will refer to him for anything further. But if you want to learn a thing or two about how to dress like a pimp, I'm your guy. Yeah, anyways, the soft maxing part of looks maxing is just purely changing the way you're presenting yourself in a temporary way. Clothing, accessories, glasses, soft maxing. You get it. There is a terrifying territory to look maxing. The opposite of soft maxing, that's hard maxing, in which people change themselves horribly. They disfigure themselves, and it's becoming more and more common, and more people are relying on hard maxing to become what they call peak humans. Interesting. Hard maxing is controversial. It has been around for a long time. Isn't that right, Frankenheimer? Frankie's been hard maxing through evolution, through microevolution. She's been, she's interbred into a Puggenheimer. If you look back at pugs in the 1800s, they looked kind of normal like this. They look like little funny, oh, that's a funny guy. And then you look up horribly disfigured pug, and this is just how you get your average pug. Oh, God. Oh, crap. Ooh, nasty. Oh, that's so ugly. Just kidding. I still think they're really adorable. Pugs are the ultimate example of looks maxing in nature, though. TBH. I keep saying TBH like I'm a fucking middle schooler. What is wrong with me, dude? Put some hate down in the comments for me. Put some hate down in the comments. I'll read them all. I'll read all the comments. All right, so little forewarning here. It might seem like I'm making fun of people from this point on, I'm going to be pointing out objectively strange appearances of some folks like Joan Rivers or Donatella Versace. These two hard maxing experts. I don't mean to be rude. I don't mean to be offensive. I mean to be a little bit rude because I'm literally making this video voluntarily. But like, people have been taking incredibly drastic measures to make themselves more attractive for a very, very, very long time. There are celebrities that do this. There are twins, the Bogendorf twins. Bogendorf, I think they're the Bogendorfs. Crypto experts, looks maxing legends. Holy f, they look awesome. That's cool.
The Bogdanovs are identical twin brothers best known for producing the science fiction television series Temps X and their involvement in a theoretical physics dispute.
And by the way, I know it's Bogdanov. I just say things incorrectly, so you guys comment down below and you engage with my videos. It's called engagement maxing. Freaking dorks. When will you ever learn, you Some of these people look fucking terrible as a result of this hard maxing. Hard maxing really is the meat and potatoes of the looks maxing pyramid. You quite literally change your meat and potatoes. I mean, you disfigure yourself horribly through plastic surgery, anything invasive, changing. I mean, there are people who hard max, they make themselves taller.
So I started off at 5'4" is when I got the surgery done, and now I'm 5'7".
There are potentially devastating complications.
It is kind of crazy. You're breaking both of your femurs or I broke both of my femurs to get this surgery.
So I basically had just 2 sticks of bone and a little metal bar in between.
Have you seen that shit? Look at this. And before and after, this guy made himself taller. How's that even possible? Why would you want to do that? Are you that insecure? You do know you'll die, right? You do know
we'll all die. We'll all scream and burn and turn to ash. You do know that, right?
Or is it just me that knows that? Weird. If marijuana is the supposed gateway drug to doing harder drugs, then Botox is the gateway looks maxing into harder maxing. Yeah, something like that. A lot of people get Botox. I've even been recommended Botox multiple times because it can help with migraines, but like they shoot you full of botulism. I don't fucking know. It's subtle for some people, and other people, they look like their fucking head is just tight. It looks insane. It's botulism. It's just inert bacteria or viruses. I can't remember if botulism is a bacteria or a virus. And I also cannot remember whether or not it's gram positive or negative. Botox, man, it's easy. A lot of people get it. Actually, I think my sister's gotten it before. I don't want to say shit that's not true, but this guy got
Botox onto myself.
Dr. Yoon.
But today I've got my expert injector, Marissa. Botox is nearly, painless. It's an, neurotoxin. Ow, that hurts.
You know who else is an expert of Botox?
Oh, what a good-looking older gentleman.
Dr. Kim.
Kind of reminds me of one of my neighbors growing up. They're pulling on his cheek.
Whoa! Yeah, Botox, nowhere near Dr. Kim. Dr. Kim, that's some hard maxing right there. That's like tip of the iceberg type, sure, the very bottom. The ball sack, the taint of the iceberg, really. That's Dr. Kim. Botox is the tip. Young people are getting it. They're posting about it on TikTok. It's pretty cool, man.
How old are you and how many units of Botox
28.
do you have?
I am 28 and I have 65.
How old are you and how many units of Botox do you get?
He looks 57.
And I get 18 units. I'm sorry.
Easy.
58 units of Botox. See, my mind's going.
Why are you even getting it? You look 57.
How old are you and how many units of Botox do you get?
629.
I am 28 and I get 75.
Close enough. How old do I look, and how many units of Botox does it look like I get, guys? Because I don't get any, because I want to age terrible. I want to age. I want to die as soon as possible. I want to look old as soon as possible. My fucking hair. Look at this. Look at this. Look at how much gray hair I have. That cannot be normal. I'm 27. That cannot be normal. Getting Botox because of a singular crease. Seems like healthy, man. Seems like we have a healthy obsession with the way that we look. Be honest. Comment down below. Do I look like I need Botox? Me after I begin my farmer arc. Oh my God, look at lip filler trends. Wow. That is unbelievable. Holy shit. That's crazy. So, Botox is really where hard maxing begins, and this is truly, as I said, the tip of the iceberg. Things just get horrifying from here. It becomes a horror movie very, very, very fucking quickly. And it's important to keep in your mind, the whole goal of this is to increase your attractiveness, to maximize your attractiveness for as long as possible. And in my opinion, 99% of the time, when you realize someone has hard maxed, it looks fucking bad. And even the tip of the iceberg, Botox, isn't without its risks. Like I said, it's fucking botulism. That shit kill a damn baby. Tell you what, man, don't let a baby eat honey. I tell you what, I tried that. I ate honey when I was a baby. Nearly died. Nearly died. But it was actually from all the bee stings. And the bear attack. It was Winnie. So, next on the iceberg is Botox parties. That is when people have a party where they just all get Botox.
This is your sign
and it's
to have a
weird,
Botox
and I don't like
party
it.
with your besties.
So odd. This is some Taylor Swift watching shit. This is some Taylor Swift shit right here, bud. We're going to have a Botox party with the new release of the Tortured Poets Department. The asylum I grew up in did not allow Botox parties. Okay. One step down past Botox parties. Fillers. You've seen fillers. You've probably seen someone who has bad fillers and you're like, well, they look swollen. Why does their lips look like that? That's not how normal people lips look. This is how normal people lips look. Just kidding. I'm just a regular white fella. That's how regular white fella lips look. Except for Brad Pitt. He's very handsome. Oh my God. There are a lot of people that look sort of fucking screams that screams at you. That when they get lip filler, it sort of fucking screams at you. This is the area in which I start to feel a bit trepidatious about what we're talking about. Because I think a lot of these people have dysmorphia and problems with their bodies and the way that they perceive themselves. And they turn to procedures to fix those perceived flaws. There is no other way to explain this. I really don't know. I don't want to go down too deep into it, but here are some people who that's a bold move, whoever that is. And the Bogdanovs, the Bogdanovs not only do it, they're dead, by the way. They both died like within a day of each other because they had such a close bond. They went hard in the paint with like their hair as well. The hair, how do you get hair that looks like that? How does that even work? Even Ryan Gosling looks like a swollen just mask right now. I don't know what's going on. It's definitely more common for women to get fillers. It seems like I've noticed more of it in real life there, but dudes juice up their faces as well. Now, to be clear with Ryan Gosling, I don't know if he got filler or if he just has some kind of thing that just inflamed his face really bad and he just looks fucking like he's wearing a mask or something. I really don't know, dude. I really don't know. I could never imagine doing something and making my face just look like that's how it looks. It's just a weird thing. You can hate me. I don't care. I think it's just bizarre. I think just accept the way you are. What happened to loving yourself? Love yourself, regardless of how you look and how you are and all that shit. Some people actually do realize that they look whack after getting some filler and they remove it. For example, Courtney Cox removed her filler and she looked 1,000 times better. She doesn't look like her. This looks like a 1,000-year-old version of her. And this just looks like a gracefully aging woman. She's even reported as saying, getting fillers was a total waste of time and wish I hadn't caved to the pressure. Very embarrassing. People are pressuring you to do this kind of shit. It's fucking insane. At least with filler, you can have it dissolved if you don't like it later and you regret it. Typically, by the way, there are people who get fillers in places where you shouldn't and it is permanently ruinous. Not good. Oh my God.
Please make sure it's something that can be reversed or breaks down naturally, like a hyaluronic acid filler.
Now, if I ever get filler, I don't want that type of filler. Okay, I don't want to have fucking caterpillar lips because that looks terrible. Why would you do that? That's like those guys that get the oils, synthol injected into their biceps, and they just look ridiculous. They just look stupid. There's no reason to do that. I'm not hating, right? Like, I'm not just gonna fucking say that person is without value, but I tell you what, man, if you wore Dominion or DeBob for today and it looked dumb, I'm gonna say it looks fucking stupid. You looked better before you put on Dominion or DeBob. If you're gonna choose one, choose DeBob. Getting filler removed can be incredibly painful, but that is the cost of looks maxing and being beautiful. There are no ways around it. There's no way around it.
So I went to go get my lips done yesterday and something bad happened.
Bitch, I'm so nervous right now.
Oh.
I've literally gotten bigger by the second.
Oh my God.
This really sucks because I wonder
It's like that lip candy. Lip candy. It's the lip candy. She looks like she's wearing the she looks like someone from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I feel so bad for her. This is so insanely embarrassing.
Hi guys, my name's Jessica and I'm auditioning for Euphoria Season 3. I'm taking Chloe Cherry's place.
Oh my Lord. Now, I hope it's not permanent, but I will also say that's deserved, right? Like, that's what happens. You f around and you find out. You don't like the way you look, you got to take some risks to change it. And sometimes you'll end up looking f***ing horrendous. It just doesn't look good, man. It just doesn't look good. And I feel bad. I feel bad for all these people who feel like they need to change the way they look. Oh, Umpaville, you're bragging. You're so confident in the way you look. No, I'm not, actually. I really am not. I just don't care. I just don't give a f. I just don't give a f, okay? I just don't care. I just don't care. I really don't. I look at myself in the mirror or sometimes and I'm like, wow, that sucks. And then I go outside and start digging a hole. Complications in regard to looks maxing are very, very common with the hard maxing variety of the looks maxing experts. Shit might go wrong if you're getting filler. It's probably not gonna be perfect forever. You might need to get it touched up. Filler has the potential to migrate and just you up and make you bleed and make your skin looks all weird, and Kylie Jenner looks freaky as weird and shit, and these people, they look like fucking, they're wearing masks. What's going on? Remember the Kylie Jenner lip challenge? Just making fun of her?
Oh my god.
I remember Speed doing it. That was actually pretty funny. That's crazy, man. People do that permanently. How weird. How weird. How bizarre. Speaking of Kylie, there are a lot of TikToks and people who are incredibly critical of her plastic surgery, her hard maxing endeavors. It's very bizarre.
I keep seeing commentary like this about Kylie and her fillers. I think it's important to note Kylie started getting filler pretty young. She was a teenager. We've always been told that if filler doesn't sit well, if we don't like it, we can just dissolve it. But more and more we're beginning to see, even if you try to dissolve it, filler can still stay and migrate. We've also been told that filler can last between 6 to 18 months, but more and more studies are showing that filler can last around for years. So I think because Kylie started with so much so young, the filler has really migrated and changed her facial structure. And I think we're going to find out more and more about filler, kind of like we're just finding out about breast implant illness.
Yeah, don't. How about you don't do it? Am I crazy? Am I a piece of shit? I don't understand. I feel like I'm living in a fucking clown world. Get it, whatever, dude. But like, why?
So what is happening here in Kylie's lips is actually called filler migration. Why filler migration happens is because if you're using too thick of a product, you're doing too much at once, injection technique, product type, it actually pushes outside of the lip border and ends up in the white roll area.
That's weird looking, dude. That's weird looking, man. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Everybody's wondering, what is going on with Kylie? Specifically, what are these creases in her cheeks?
It's called the Bogdanov effect. It's what happens when you study mathematics and high-level physics for too long. You start to get real fucking sexy.
These could be small festoons or malar mounds. Traditionally, these are caused by swelling and droopiness of the orbicularis oculi muscle and the overlying skin due to genetics and aging. But it can also occur as a consequence of injections of filler, specifically hyaluronic acid, around that muscle. Whether what you're seeing is due to filler or bad lighting doesn't really matter. She still looks incredible.
Does she? I feel like she probably would look better without all that nonsense. I don't know though, dude. I feel like such a fucking hater right now.
What do all these lips have in common? They all have filler migration in their lips. Filler migration of the lip is migration beyond the lip border, giving almost like a shadow appearance. And here's another view from the side profile where you can really see that on the left-hand side, the migration just makes a really swollen look.
I want to get some Homer Simpson lip filler. I have a big mustache, so it doesn't really work that well, but like how he's got that big front lip, how his lip, like a horse's lip, really, pretty much. It just kind of sticks out. I think people should bring that back, you know? All the migration and whatnot. So anyways, apologize, talking a little bit of shit, sorry. I just get a little triggered sometimes and I get so confused and I just start yelling. Okay, I just start yelling and screaming and I have to turn the dogs around so they can't watch. The most egregious examples further down the iceberg of looks maxing come from people who undergo intense, just ridiculous amounts of plastic surgery to become someone else, to look like someone else entirely.
For me, plastic is the new Gucci.
If it can be modified, I've tried to
None of you people look like Ken.
changes the world to like Ken Daddy and Baby Ken. They're a family of mine.
Dude,
Baby
this this is nightmarish. This is horrifying. Who's this little boy hanging out with them? Why does he look like that? He looks like all he ever does is fucking lateral raises. I will say his face doesn't look as horrible as the rest of his body does. And if you go back to the beginning of the video, I can't put this in the video, but that guy is packing some schmeat. I tell you what, that is a dong. I don't know if that is due to work or whatever, but like that's some ridiculous shit.
I always say this is the same as like what tattoos and piercings were years ago. It's a form of customization, individuality, asserting your individuality. It gave me a strength and an empowerment saying, I don't need to fit your mold, I'm gonna make my own.
Yeah, but you could just go do this and look exactly like you though. That's the thing, is it's just like, it's not emphasizing your actual natural individualism that's held within your cells and your fucking genetics that's expressed through your behavior. This is just going to some guy who hopefully won't kill you in a medical malpractice fucking accident. I could go to this guy and look the same. I mean, I would never do that. I would rather be flat on the road, Looney Tunes style, than look anything like any of these people. No offense. These people don't look like Ken. They act like rich, old, weird, affluent women. None of these people look like Ken dolls, and they all make whatever place they live in. I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume it's Los Angeles.
So we are off to the land of the rich and famous, to where plastic surgery runs rampant, Beverly Hills.
They make Los Angeles seem like it may be hell. Like it might actually be hell. Seriously. If this is normal, holy shit. These Ken doll people even have careers monetizing the way that they look, which is just hardcore looks maxing. It's impossible not to have a little bit of respect.
I'm Justin Jedlicka. I'm 32 years old.
I'm Justin Jedlicka.
I'm a living doll.
I'm a living doll. Yes. I have a DeWalt that I rub on my face every morning. That is so weird. What?
Ask Dad. I've had 125 procedures.
Wow.
And it's been $158,000 to make me really resemble a doll.
I feel like that's not that much money. 158 grand. You couldn't even build that big of a like shop with that, like a wood shop. You couldn't even really build a badass wood shop for that. Here's the baby Ken doll.
I love the idea that you're able to enhance your body in this day and age. I am 22 years old. I've had about 50 procedures.
So many people though. He's had 50? He looks just like a regular little guy.
Procedure done, which is a PRP hair treatment. If you can't feel it, is it really working?
Wow, that's not good. That's sad.
I spend.
Oh, I like that. He's hooked up to the pump. No.
$500,000 on plastic surgery.
It doesn't show, dude. It doesn't show at all.
To anything. It's a huge commitment. I embrace that.
Oh my God. Look, $500,000 to look like that. How about this right here? Free.
I love that side of me.
Today's procedure that I'm having done is Cool Skull. I'm having it done on my love handles.
This is it. Oh God. Are you ready?
This is so weird. I cannot even. Very odd. Very bizarre. I'm really holding my tongue here. I'm really holding my tongue here. There's also that guy who spent $100,000 to look like Justin Bieber and looks nothing at all like Justin Bieber. Not even a little bit. Because you can't just. Life isn't The Sims. Life's not The Sims. This guy did die, by the way, from a drug overdose in 2015. So I don't really know. It doesn't seem like a great world. It's sad. I don't know how to approach this. Are these people, they need help? Do they need help? Should I make, do they have a level of self-possession that will allow me to make fun of them? So like they can take, you know, does it deserve criticism? I feel like it does. I feel like it does. Or is it an addiction? I don't know. There's also a fella named Ollie London who's on Twitter. He's a pretty influential propagandist, and he went hardcore looks maxed and went under the knife and forced himself to look like a K-pop star. Looks fucking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Very odd. It's weird, man. Very odd. It might be indicative of some kind of deeper seated issue regarding mental health problems. It probably is. Everyone gets insecure. People get insecure when they're young. That's normal. It's part of growing and adapting and evolving and doing the right thing, and just when you're impressionable, you change. I just doesn't seem like this is a good thing, but that's just me though. We got to stay unbiased, guys. We got to stay unbiased. Okay. Now this might be the bottom of the looks maxing iceberg, and that is bone smashing.
Bone smashing is a disturbing trend that has gained popularity among young people, especially teenagers, who resort to hammering down on their facial bones to achieve a chiseled and sharp look.
Literally breaking your bones in your face to look chiseled as fuck. People hit themselves with hammers. They punch themselves in the face to harden their jaws and skulls. It's so sad. There's no common sense at all. Very disturbing. TikTok tries really hard to fucking gaslight you into not bone smashing, which is lame. But also, you definitely shouldn't do that, or any of this stuff, in my opinion, because there's just no reason to. There's just no reason to. You don't want to end up like the Bogdanovs. You don't want to end up like Joan Rivers. You don't want to end up like any of these people. I did make fun of Zac Efron in a video once because he looked like a monster after some kind of surgery, but apparently he broke his jaw. Not bone smashing. It was an accident, and then it's like a thing. I feel bad for him, obviously, but most of the people that get a lot of work done, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Oh yeah, by the way, bone smashing, you can get yourself taller. You can crush up your legs and height extend yourself. It's fucking insane. Look at this, $80,000 to get a little bit taller.
This guy who goes by Mr. Broken Bones spent $80,000 to get taller with height extension surgery starting at a height of 5'5". He had 2 surgeries where doctors broke his bones in 6 places and implanted devices called fixators to stretch his legs. While he recovered for 6 months, he lived in a rehab facility and had to turn a handle on his fixators every day. After that, he spent almost a year regaining the muscle he lost so he could walk normally again. This is him standing next to his friend before the surgery, and here he is after gaining 7 inches, now at 6 feet tall. What do you think? Would this be worth it?
I have no idea how anyone thinks that this height extension shit could ever be a good idea. I mean, your legs, like, is your leg gonna snap? You just have an extra 5 inches in your leg? What about like the muscles and ligaments and tendons and everything about that makes up being a human being? People without going through height extension surgery will have bad knees and hips. I cannot imagine what this will be like. That's some wild shit. And chicken legs, dude. People are gonna be walking around with chicken legs.
I want to show you the reality.
I want to show you.
Media. Now you look on my legs and you think, oh, it looks proportional, not good. But I show you now something. Now I'm standing like this, and my proportions look very good. So social media is fake, and you see it don't look like in this video. It looks very, very good. So if nobody knows that I did a limb lengthening surgery, nobody will see it, know it, or say that it looks weird.
What? That was weird. Super European. Is it just me, or does his arms look really, really, really short? I don't really know. Anyways, that's the looks maxing iceberg. I feel like I did a little bit of bullying. I feel kind of bad, but I'm trying to be reasonable. I'm trying to be logical. I just don't, I'm trying to understand. I get it, right? You want to look a certain way, but you also, you're not going to. It's like buying a Civic and wanting it to go 300 miles per hour. It's just not gonna happen. It's illogical. You can't do that. You could do that, but you'd probably die getting there. And that happens to these people. And by the way, interest in forms of looks maxing are on the rise. There's all these Reddits and shit. It's massive on TikTok. The community is at an all-time high. There are a lot of people, I would say 90% of people who are benefiting from like the soft maxing trend. The people who see it as an ironic sort of thing, and they're just getting healthy and they're just being the best version of themselves. That's awesome. I really like that. That's really cool, obviously. But also, dude, it's all right to be average. It's cool to be normal. It's cool to just be regular. It's cool to just fucking do your thing. Get real good at some shit or nothing. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna burn up and die. So who cares, man? Bonus part of the iceberg, jelking and pilking, by the way. Look into it. All right, let's just say you're a little short down there. You can fix that. A little bit of jelking, a little bit of pilking. I've never jelked myself. I've read about it. I'm well aware of the different techniques and the different ideologies. The 3 primary ideologies of jelking. Pilking, on the other hand, is massively underutilized in the looks maxing sort of pyramid. In my opinion, I don't know. Ask my girlfriend.